Thank you all for coming. Just for a quick show of hands, how many people here, this is their first time to this group? Okay, lots of people. So I'm going to give you some of you may know this already, some of you may not. I'm going to give you the very quick version of my story and why you're all here, and then we'll dive right in. So I started out as a financial advisor, and I went away to training, and my manager says to me before I go away to training, when you come back, I bought you a book where all of your clients are going to come from for the rest of your career. So I said, wow, this is incredible. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. And on the plane ride home, I'm mentally spending the money I'm going to make. I'm 20, I'm right out of college. I'm thinking I'm getting a Ferrari. I'm buying a house. This is going to be so cool. I wait. I can't even sleep the night before. I get to his office at 6:30 in the morning. He's not there yet. I wait half an hour. He comes in, like all excited. I'm ready for the book. He said, here it is. And he handed me a phone book. And he said, good luck. That was so. I made 300 cold calls a day, interrupting strangers during dinner, some of you maybe, asking you for money. And it sucked. And I thought there's got to be a better way. And he said, this was good enough to build my business 30 years ago. It's good enough to build yours. So that sucked for a while until, until in my spare time I happened to be a professional magician. And I was reading a magic trade journal. Yes, magicians have trade journals. And there was a full-page ad for a marketing course for magicians. I bought the course. I doubled my prices as a magician to become the most expensive magician in Western New York. And I changed my marketing. I did not practice anymore. I did not get any better. I did not buy any or invent any new tricks. I changed my marketing and became the busiest, most expensive magician in Western New York. So then I called the man who sold me the course, a gentleman who you'll meet in a minute by the name of Dave D. And I said, would this work in my real job as a financial planner? He said, yes, it would. I said, where'd you learn it? And he said, 2 words that changed my life. He said, a guy by the name of Dan Kennedy. Quick show of hands, how many people in the room know who Dan is? Okay. So I said, I did a consultation with Dan, and Dad said, you're doing everything wrong. She sounds just like my wife. And he said, write me a really big check, and I'll change your life. Sounds just like my wife. So I came home and I said, honey, I know you just quit your job to be a stay-at-home mom, and we just bought a house together because we just got married, but I need to go borrow a whole lot of money to go hire this guy, Dan. And she said, that's nice, not going to happen. So I came home the next day and I said, honey, I need to go borrow a whole bunch of money, take out another mortgage to go hire this guy, Dan. She said, I told you yesterday. The answer was no, you're crazy. So 30 days in a row, ladies, we nag too, I will freely admit it. So I asked her every day for 30 days in a row, and finally on day 30 she said, I will do this to shut you up, you better pray it works. So I hired Dan. First 2 years, my revenue increased 435%, and I was in a financial advisory firm of 6,700 advisors, a Fortune 500 company that has since been bought out twice and doesn't exist anymore. But Dan got me to the top 30 nationwide in opening new client relationships. So he said, you have to start teaching other people how to do what you just did. So that started Market Domination, which is the marketing firm that you're all here for. That firm started 6 years ago and has gone from 0 to increasing 3,033%. And has gone from 0, well, me, to me and 32 other wonderful staff members, some of whom are here. It's gotten me written about in 3 best-selling books on marketing. And it's gotten my own book to #1 on Amazon in its category. And I just finished books 2 and 3. So I'm assuming we will make those bestsellers as well. So that's the really short version of how I got here. So what we're doing today is we have this, I originally went to a Dan Kennedy certified marketing mastermind group type seminar like this in Rochester. And I used to drive to Rochester every month to go to this. However, the person who had paid for that franchise somehow messed it up and ran it into the ground. So it doesn't exist anymore. They took the franchise away from them and said, you can't be in our business anymore. However, I met some really great people, some clients and some friends in Rochester who said, I had been asked to guest speak at this event 3 times. They said, why don't you start one in Buffalo and we'll come to you? I said, fantastic, I don't have to drive to Rochester every month anymore. So I started this. And those Rochester people now participate virtually. There are 63 other people who are watching this via the internet, via Facebook, as opposed to being in the room, because obviously we can't fit 80 people in here. So hi. So that's how this group started. It is not an official Dan Kennedy franchise. I didn't write the really big check because I figured I'd spent enough money already. It is sort of Seth's version of stuff. So for the last week, I've been in Orlando, Florida, where it has been cold and rainy and not as nice as Buffalo. I got off the plane and I said, why did I leave? Like, seriously. So the point of going to Orlando was because every year there is a Glazer Kennedy, Dan Kennedy convention, conference, where for 5 days, 4 days, 5 days, 15 hours a day, they cram your head full of the latest and greatest and really cool stuff. So I was there not only to learn and visit the mothership, but because there are 25,000 members of this organization worldwide, and I was really blessed to be nominated for Marketer of the Year. I ended up coming in 5th, so I got an honorable mention. I have a pretty little certificate with my name misspelled on it, but they are sending me a new one. But I got to, speak on stage. I got to go on stage and get an award and raise the profile of our business even more. So I cannot jam 60 hours of content into the 3 hours I've got with you today. However, so what I did was how many of you are familiar with the 80-20 rule? Okay, so the 80-20 rule was invented by a guy named Pareto, an Italian economist, a couple hundred years ago, and he figured out that like 20% of the top 20% of your clients generate 80% of your revenue. The bottom 20% of your clients cause 80% of your headaches. You can apply this to anything. 80% of what you tell your kids, they won't listen to. I have little kids, so I'm familiar with that. So if you take the 80-20 rule one step further, you get the 5-50 rule. If you wanted to double your business in a year, you don't need, and you have 100 customers, you don't need 200 customers. You need to clone your top 5% twice, because 5% give you 50% of the results. So this is 3 hours, this is 5% of those 60 hours. So this is me going through my 20+ pages of notes, figuring out what can I pack into 3 hours that will have the absolute biggest impact on all of your businesses. So that's what we're doing today. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going out of order in the days of the conference. I'm doing it in order of impact on your business in case we run out of time, which is entirely possible. And whatever else we don't do, we'll add on to next time. So Dave D was the guy who did day 1, did the welcome on day 1. He taught a really bunch of stuff we're going to talk about later, but this idea was take out a piece of paper, hopefully you have something to write on, or a smartphone, or a note app, or something, split your page in half, draw a line down the middle. Half of those are going to be the ideas you get. The other side of it is the action items you're actually going to do. We have changed the format of this group since last November. Because what we used to do was I used to just give you a crazy amount of content, and the feedback I got was, that was great, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what to do with it. It's too much. Break it down for me, bite-sized chunks, go do this tomorrow. So this group has changed to be more of, I'm going to tell you exactly the recipe you need to follow, and if you do it, you will get results. So this idea of splitting your paper in half, of half ideas and half action items, resonated perfectly with that because it's written down for you. Okay, so this was something that Ryan Dice taught on bonus day, which was a day you had to pay extra to stay for. Ryan Dice, for those of you who don't know, is an internet marketing legend. He's in every niche known to man, is younger than I am, and makes zillions and zillions and zillions of dollars. You can Google him if you'd like to learn more. Okay. So the fundamental difference between Google's a search, it's really an ad agency. The only way they make money is if you click on the little ads. But Google is a search engine. People go looking for information. Amazon is a buying engine. People go looking to buy something. So Amazon technically is more valuable. Amazon also has 200 million credit card numbers on file. I'd like access to 200 million credit cards. Let's see, if I send the email saying I'm from Nigeria and I need to get money out of the country, give me $1, I got 200 million bucks. So it is easier to get your keyword, the name of your product or service, ranked in Amazon than it is in Google. So what you're all going to do, the first thing we're going to do today is you're going to write a book. It doesn't matter what business you're in. You're going to write a book, and you're going to write it now. Ryan took us all through this. It was worth a couple grand. People paid to come to the conference by itself. Because a lot of times, the book is the ultimate business card. Would you rather hand out one of these, or, I didn't bring mine, shame on me, a book? Do you want to be the man or woman who wrote the book on your topic? Obviously, that's a whole lot better positioning than, I'm just one of 2,498 financial advisors in Western New York. I'm the guy who wrote the book on the State Trooper retirement book. Huge difference in positioning. Nobody walks up to, not yet, nobody walks up to Jay or Ryan and asks them for their autograph yet. If you write a book, people will say, hey, can I get my picture taken with you? Can you come speak at my group? So it's completely different positioning. So we're going to write a book today. That's why you have index cards in front of you, and virtually go get some index cards. We are going to teach you the formula that Ryan taught on how you're going to write a book literally while you're here. We then had a lunch break, and the top 5 of us, the people who were the top 5 for Marketer of the Year, all got together and we wrote 3 books over lunch. So you can do it. The title of your book is the title of the Amazon page that will get ranked in Google, because Google will give love, search engine love, to Amazon. So the title of your book is really, really important. You want to have the keywords that you are hoping to show up for in Google be in the title of your book. Does everybody get that? The title of your book is the title of what's going to get indexed in Google. The cover of your Amazon book, because if you search through Amazon, you get a tiny little thumbnail of the cover of the book. You don't have the whole web page. So the cover of your book should be the headline, your title, and your subheadline. That's it. Your price, you're going to start at $2.99. And we're going to go into in-depth the math and why you're going to do this and when you're going to change your price and how you're going to change it, because he's got some amazing statistics on that. Your book is going to be 6,000 to 10,000 words. Relax. That's not as much as it seems. You're basically writing an airplane book. By airplane book, I mean a book that someone could read on an airplane ride home. My book that is #1 on Amazon is like 128 pages. You could finish it in a 2-hour plane ride, or a little bit more. That's what you're writing. You're not writing War and Peace. Does that make sense? Okay. So 32 index cards equals 1 book. That's all you need is 32 index cards. We've given you 40-something. We apologize, the count wasn't exact. So take out 10 right now and put them in a little pile. 10 index cards. So each one of those cards, of those 10, is going to be the title of your chapter. You are going to write them as a question. What are your chapter titles going to be? The 10 most frequently asked questions you get about your product or service. So, 10 most frequently asked questions, 1 per chapter, and that's your table of contents. The table of contents is basically the bullet points for your book. So what we're going to do, because this is a mastermind group, and the difference between a traditional seminar and a mastermind group, for those of you who haven't been to one before, a traditional seminar, I talk at you for 3 hours, you absorb it, and then go home and bury your head in the pillow and cry. Or get really excited and then bury your head in the pillow and go, how am I going to do all this stuff?
How did you know?
How did I know? I have a webcam in your house. What you're going to, instead of a mastermind group, is we're all going to work on it together. So the power of 20 plus minds working together is a whole lot better than 1. So what you're going to do is we're going to go around the room. We're going to start with Tina. And Tina's going to say, hi, I'm Tina. Here's the book I'm writing, Becoming Superwoman. And here are my 10 most frequently asked questions, or here are some of them. Here's what the book is supposed to be about, and we will all brainstorm and help her together. And we will do this with every single one of you. So it's not you just coming up with it by yourself, it's us all working together. Does that make sense? Yes, 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 and yes. Okay.
I'm Tina Dietz, and the title of my book is Becoming Superwoman.
She's basically writing the 4-hour work week by Tim Ferriss for women.
Yes.
Because stereotypically, my opinions do not reflect those of market domination, most women don't necessarily resonate with the very male-dominated version of Tim Ferriss's book. Okay, so if Tina was going to coach you, the women in the room, on how to become Superwoman, which is the woman who has it, who can juggle it all, home, work, family, in-laws, all that fabulous stuff, what are some of the most frequently asked questions you get or you think you would get about how do I become Superwoman? I'm asking you. You're starting. Yes.
Okay, so some of the most frequently asked questions I get are, how do I choose the right path?
How do I choose the right path? Chapter. There you go.
How do I find the time?
How do I find the time? Chapter title. Chapter 3.
Chapter 3, how do I start?
How do I get started? Okay. Now you want to pay attention to this because some of these questions, these literal questions aren't the same questions you get, but the format will be the same. How do I get started applies to just about everybody in the room. Because everybody, you want your prospects to start doing something where they end up giving you money. Next one.
How do I get over my feelings of being inadequate to do this?
How do I get over my feelings of being inadequate to do this? You can tell she's thought a lot about her target market. One of women's stereotypically biggest fears is feeling inadequate. I can't do it all.
Where do I get the money to get help?
Where do I get the money to get help? Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, especially in the areas of technology. So how do I get help with technology? Or how do I hire people or find the right people to work with?
So this is a woman who has her own business or wants to start one, and she's not sure where to go or who to turn to or how to pay for. I need a website. I don't know how to do it. My 6-year-old isn't that good. How do I hire somebody? Got it. Okay, makes sense.
Or we're talking about somebody who is a working mom and wants to excel in their career. It could be, actually a better question might be, how do I get help? Is asking for help is a big issue.
How do I get help? How do I get the right help? Because I am sure there are skeptical women out there who may have been burned before, and they want to make sure that they get the right help. How many do you have? How many are we at so far?
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. So she's 40% of the 5. She's halfway done with her book. Okay. Let's do 5 more. You know what? I'm going to go around the room in the interest of time. So you're going to write your next 5. So what are the most frequently asked questions you get about graphic design?
How much will it cost me?
Write it down. There's a chapter title.
How will I pay for every design that I need?
How will I pay for every design that I need? Okay, you should be getting ideas because a whole lot of other people in this room have products that people are going to wonder, how much does it cost?
Yes.
And I want more than I can afford. We get that issue every day.
Yes. Are the bells and whistles going to get me noticed?
Are the bells and whistles going to get me noticed?
Yes.
Do they call them bells and whistles?
They do.
They do? Okay. You want to speak like your target market. You're not writing this book for you, you're writing it for them. So you want to speak in their language as opposed to your own.
How do I get my design printed?
How do I get my design printed? Sure, because now I have this awesome logo that I want to put on everything. Do I give it to somebody else? Do you print it? Okay.
What is web hosting?
What is web hosting? There's a few folks in the room who can answer that question, but you're going to answer it your way for your target market. Deb.
No, we're doing the titles too, or no?
Right now, we're not doing the title yet. We're doing the chapter titles.
Okay. So first I have, why do I need a realtor?
Why do I need a realtor? Great.
Who do I need to help me?
Who do I need to help me?
How much money do I need? Because that was a great one. Thank you. And then that's where, other questions I'm trying to think.
What makes you different from other realtors?
Okay.
How do I choose the right realtor?
How do you choose the right realtor? I like that. Do you use a realtor lately? Need one?
How do I know if I need a realtor? Did we have it?
Well, I was thinking that's a better way of putting it other than why do I need a realtor?
Okay.
I was ready. What's the title of your book?
We're not doing titles yet. We're doing chapter
Basic
titles.
premise, just realtor book. Yeah,
Well, that's where I was going, like how to sell your home in Western New York, or Or why buy real estate in Western New York and then kind of make it bigger afterwards, right?
Well, why not go?
How to avoid, 7 most common mistakes people make when buying or selling a house, type of
Liens
stuff.
on the house, tax, things like that.
Right, things that could go wrong.
How to find a house inspector that you can trust.
Yep, how to find a trustworthy home inspector.
Which, of course, the answer is called you.
Right, you gotta, so the point of this, you're not gonna do every single thing in your book, but you're going to become the resource, the gatekeeper to everybody else. So Deb becomes the gatekeeper to the home inspector, the mortgage broker, the title insurance company, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then she can charge them all, hypothetically, referral fees. Or they now love her so much because she's sending them business from people who wrote, because she wrote the book, that they are now sending all their business to her. So for example, a wedding planner might have a chapter contributed to the book by the DJ, by the florist, by the videographer, all of those people that now are endorsed by the wedding planner and are now part of her little wedding mafia gang that she now charges for. How many are you up to, Deb?
If I could suggest one more.
Yep.
How to get started. Before you start, here's what you absolutely have to do.
How do I get my house ready to sell? All right, we're going to go to Rebecca.
Why is it so expensive?
Why is it so expensive to remodel or upgrade or fix my house?
Can I do it myself?
Can I do it myself? That applies to a whole bunch of people in this room whose prospects think they can do what you do by themselves.
Does it change the value of my home?
Does it change the value of my home? How do I get my money out of my house once I do this? Will I get my money back when I sell? Beautiful.
I'm Allie with Perry. I'm a professional organizer. First question I commonly get is, why can't I let go of these things?
Why can't I let go of these things?
That's a very big chapter.
Yes. If you could speak up just a little bit.
Oh, sorry. That's a very big chapter. Next one, where do I start?
Where do I start?
Can people really change?
Can people really change? I think that's a subtitle for some marriage books and some other stuff.
Next profession for me. No. Where do I find the time?
Where do I find the time to get organized?
And how do I keep others on board with their own change?
How do I get others on board with the change? And we're talking about organizing, not menopause, just so you know.
Right. And does organizing ever end?
Does organizing ever end? Perfect. Okay, Ryan.
Ryan Suford, I'm a financial advisor specializing in the education market with retiring teachers. I've gone through this exercise once and I tried to think of different questions. The big one is, what makes you different from the other 3,000 financial advisors in Western New York?
What makes you different?
How much will it cost me
How much will it cost me?
to work with someone like myself? Can I retire?
Can I retire? Good question.
Why do I need you?
Why do I need you?
What is your process?
What is your process? That applies to almost everybody in the room.
And I guess this goes along with, why do I need you? Can I do it myself?
Can I do it myself? Beautiful.
Cal Pinterzella, I'm with Mobile Marketing Solutions in Western New York. And first question I would get is, what is mobile marketing?
What is mobile marketing? That applies to a few people in the room.
Why don't I just do this myself?
Why don't I just do this myself?
Will people get upset getting text messages?
Will people get upset getting text messages? Great question.
How do I grow my opt-in list?
How do I grow my opt-in list? I'm going to tell you to rephrase that question a little bit, because I'm going to tell you that I'm going to guess from our own experience that the average business owner that's going to read this book isn't going to know what an opt-in list means. So I would turn that into English. And that goes for everybody in every business. We have a tendency to speak the jargon of our business. Pixels or hosting or whatever it is. Turn it into English. P.T. Barnum has a great quote, "You can never go broke underestimating the stupidity of the American public." The Wall Street Journal is written at a 6th grade level. There is a tool in Microsoft Word for PC people that when you finish typing and you do spell check, don't just do spell check, do spelling and grammar, and at the end it will tell you what grade level you wrote at. And it will tell you, you're too smart, you need to make this dumber. So dumb it down. I would tell them what an opt-in list is. Keep going, you're doing great.
How do mobile coupons work?
How do mobile coupons work? Good question.
will the consumer redeem mobile coupons versus printed coupons?
Will the consumer redeem mobile coupons versus printed coupons? Great, all right. Dave.
Oh, yeah, hey. A lot of you guys know me, some of you don't. I'm the memory guy. I'm in the Guinness Book of Records for memory. The project I want to do on this is memory competitions. There are actually, believe it or not, there's competitions held around the world on memory training, but they're really badly managed, and there's maybe 500 people total in the world that do it, and it's been going on for 20 years. So I want to revolutionize it. I partner with some people. So I'm basically, this is really brilliant to get onto Amazon. So I'm going to basically make the Bible of memory competitions. I'm going to say this. You should do it, and because I'm writing it, then we can reinvent memory competitions. I'm changing it to tournaments. So a lot of it's content driven, but you know, what are memory techniques is a short history of it based on another book that I'm getting published officially through probably Simon & Schuster. So kind of the history, it starts with mentalists on stage and stuff. Next one is what is a memory competition? Kind of, I'm going to juxtaposition my competition versus other previous
Why
ones.
you're different, right?
Why this is better, why it's actually watchable. And then we get into some content. How can I triple my memory? That's the list technique.
Yep.
How do I start a club? So like a memory club at schools, mostly high school stuff. How do I lead a club, that sort of thing. How do I do an official tournament game? How, you know, the rules and regulations for it. And then there's some content stuff. How to memorize numbers, because that's one of the things we compete in. And
All
how
right.
do Sorry.
Got it.
Yeah, and deck of cards.
Yes.
How to go faster, advanced techniques, and then finishing off with real life versus competitions, because I want to pitch my product.
Right.
Because, you know, after they do the competition,
Yes.
if they want to study better.
That is an important point to bring up. The sole point of writing the book is to get you more business.
Yeah.
So it's got to have, and we'll get to that, but it's got to have a call to action at the end of it that involves them either buying something or booking a consultation or downloading or doing something that is the next step in working with you.
I have not a clue.
You have not a clue.
Not on a book.
Why don't you introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Patrick Ingracia. And yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you tell us a little bit more?
I've invented some things, and I'm a continuing education provider and teacher.
Okay, so this is the Hot Stone Acu Roller. So anyone here ever had a hot stone massage?
No.
A couple people. Okay, take it out of the box. All right. So what this does is, so these are stones around in a circle, so they get heated up, and then these little things stimulate acupressure points, and instead of just one or two stones in the massage therapist's hands, hopefully I'll do this justice, they're rolling this on you, and it's hot, and it's hitting acupressure points at the same time. It stays hot longer than the regular stones, and allows the massage therapist to do more without taking their hands off you, get you a better massage doing two modalities at once, and allows you to be a lot more relaxed and happy and all that good stuff. So, you're going to write the book on the Hot Stone Acu Roller.
I got it. Okay. Have you ever thought about being in the marketing business?
Have I ever? A couple of years ago, nothing ever panned out.
Never panned out. So
Yes.
the book is about...
The book is about the roller.
Okay, because I wanted to write a book about nothing, actually.
We're not going to, you wanted to write a book about nothing?
About nothing, yeah. 'Cause I'm
That was
not
already a
gonna-
hit TV show called Seinfeld.
Been
Somebody
done.
did that already.
Nothing's been done.
I'm sorry, we already have a buy request. He wants to know how much we're selling these for.
$149.
$149.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Until we do the infomercial, and then the price is going
Where
up.
the
Oh,
stones-
yeah.
stones going?
Soapstone.
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 Yeah, they hold the heat. And
Yeah,
Yes.
hold the heat. They're
Okay, so let's all help Pat out.
Yeah, please.
Questions that might be asked. Are we writing the book for the consumer, or are we writing the book for the spa owner who's trying to buy 20 of these for their massage therapist?
Ooh.
Pick one for the sake of
Let's
this
go for the
exercise.
consumer.
Direct to consumer, so this is
Yeah.
for those of you who might get massages, and we're educating them on why they need to either buy this and do it at home, or only go to a spa that has these. Those of us who have had Hot Stone, or everybody else, let's chime in some questions. Let's help them out.
Why hot stones?
Why Hot Stones to begin with? We can't assume that they know.
All right, so
Write it down.
The heat is therapeutic.
No, you're not supposed to actually answer the
Oh,
question.
answer the question.
You're writing down.
That's what they should do in the chapter.
One index card is each question. You're
Okay,
going to
got
have 10. Those are your chapter titles.
Okay, got it.
What are the benefits of massage?
What are the benefits of massage?
Put it on your index cards.
Index cards. One per index card.
Question per card.
Yes.
Why can't I relax?
Why can't I relax?
Can I use it myself, or do I have to have a partner?
Can I use it myself, or do I have to have a partner? Yeah, that could apply to a lot of things.
Does it help you or just make you feel better?
Does it help you, or therapeutic benefits? Does it help you or just make you feel good?
What are the therapeutic benefits?
Yeah, what are the therapeutic benefits?
I feel like Jeopardy. I have to form
Yes.
a phrase.
How is this different from regular hot stone massage? And I believe that's more than 5, and you're off to the races.
How is it different? What was that second one again? We got why hot stone? Why can't I relax? Can I use it myself?
What are the benefits of massage?
Therapeutic benefits?
Yes, there was what are the benefits of massage, because we can't assume that they know why massage itself is good, let alone hot stone.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's not. A lot of people think it just makes you feel better. It might not have therapeutic.
Right, but there are real medical therapeutic benefits.
So my name is Matt, last name is Smith, also very hard to forget. So, and I'm a operations consultant. So, and my job is to help people make more money. So some questions I've got are, can you help me build a strategy for my business? How do I delight my customers? How do I engage my employees? How can I improve the quality of my suppliers? And how do I take waste out of my process?
All right, everybody, we're listening. We're helping Jay.
All right, my name is Jay Blanchard, and beside me is Kelsey Brackenshire.
Say it again.
Jay Blanchard, Kelsey Brackenshire. We work together. I work out of Seth's office. I'm a financial advisor, and a couple of years ago, I realized that women weren't getting financial advice that was helping them. They were getting generic financial advice, which is basically driven towards men. And so it's been a process, but over a period of time, we've decided to market to women. So we're going to split these questions up.
Yes, and there is a joint venture already that needs to happen in the room. Tina, you're writing Becoming Superwoman. You need a chapter in there on how do I manage my money that Jay needs to write for you, so you are now in each other's books.
So let Kelsey go with her.
Our first question is, what makes this program unique to women? It's a program as well to women, and it's a program that we just started. The second question was, why do I need to know and understand my finances if my husband already takes care of them?
Why do I need to know and understand my finances if my husband already takes care of them? So you could make that a fill-in-the-blank question for almost everybody. Why do I need to know and understand X, as opposed to, because obviously the husband is not necessarily, this is not dynamic, isn't in everybody's business. But why do I need to know and understand X, as opposed to the alternative? The alternative could be doing nothing. The alternative could be the website I've got now, the sales training I've got now, the accounting I've got now, et cetera, et cetera. Great question. Keep going.
How do I budget?
How do I budget?
How do I balance being financially challenged? The sandwich, challenge from children and parents, financially speaking. And then I just picked this one out of several. My husband just died, now what?
That's a great, I mean, that's a whole book right there, but that's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
All right. My name is Zach Munger, and the company I work for does website design and development. And some of the questions that I get asked are, will the site work on a phone or a tablet? Can I make my own changes, or do I have to call you? When we're done, will I be on the first page of Google? I hate that one.
So we need to answer it in the book so that no one asks you ever again, because they read the book.
And how long will it be relevant for once it's built?
Okay.
I'm Joe Skalski. For this project, I'm going to be focusing, I'm a CEO for a tech company, and what I found through this is there's research and development credits that government will give you, and most developed nations in the world give these to tech companies. So it's kind of like me as a CEO telling other CEOs about this. So, do you know the government pays tech companies to develop products?
Do you know the government pays tech companies to develop products? Okay.
what is the research and development credit?
What is the research and development credit, right?
How do we know if we qualify?
How do we know if we qualify? That applies to a whole bunch of people in the room. How do I know if I qualify to work with you? Because you shouldn't take everybody as a client.
Does your CPA even know this exists?
Does your CPA even know this exists?
Or why didn't your CPA tell you?
Right, or why didn't my CPA tell me?
Are we too small to do this?
Are we too small to do this? Great. Okay. Bill Kanoki.
Bill Kanoki, I do sales coaching and sales training, and what I'm really good at is helping people who already think they know everything about selling. I help them get to the next level. So one of the chapters titles been, why do I need anything more?
Because they've already got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. And then what makes me different? And that would go along with what makes them different.
Okay.
How do I coach Zach? One of the questions Zach has got is, how do I get people to listen to me?
That's a
Good question. That applies to almost everybody in the room.
And the answer is, stop talking so much.
But we're going to stick with the format as opposed to your soapbox. Yes.
I just heard that. That's all.
Yes. Okay, great.
My name is Tom Lights, and I'm a canine behavior specialist, and I own a company called Smart Dog Solutions. And actually, I'm in the process of writing a book on how to use an electronic training collar to train your dog in a pet-friendly, safe, humane, gentle approach. And some of the questions that a lot of people would ask is, will this hurt my dog?
Will this hurt my dog? Great question.
What kind of behavior problems can be corrected? Will this stress my dog out? How do I get a personal consultation or set up a clinic?
Could we change? Could that better be worded? Maybe as how do I get my dog evaluated?
Yeah.
And we need a sexy name for your dog evaluation consultation.
Tom, what about can my dog be fixed?
Can my dog be fixed? And you got to put that in quotes or something so they don't think it's.
Can my dog be fixed in quotes?
Right.
Yeah, don't forget to put something like, why you shouldn't use it on your husband.
Why shouldn't I? Can I use this on my husband? Right.
I hear that one all the time.
Perfect. Joe.
The questions that I most get most often, how do I reach the largest population of potential buyers?
How do I reach the largest population?
Aggregate business.
Right. But how do I reach the largest potential population of buyers applies to a few people in the room.
What groups or organizations can I partner with to help me?
Okay.
To achieve. Who are the most successful sellers, and what differentiates them from me?
What makes you different?
How do I put together a presentation?
How do I put together a presentation?
And can I partner with other sellers?
Can I partner with other sellers? Beautiful. You're doing a great job.
Robert Davis. I help grow companies through branding and positioning strategy and creative direction. The first question is, why is this night different from all other? Oh, I'm sorry.
Pass over.
It's a four question.
That's right. But what is positioning? Why is it important? And what's the difference between positioning and branding?
What is positioning and why is it important? Okay. What is the difference between positioning and branding? That's two. Okay.
That's two. What are the best ways to position professionals versus products and services?
Okay. How is positioning different for professionals as opposed to a product? Okay.
Exactly. How do I differentiate from my competition, of course? Is there a step-by-step process to follow? Do you have checklists, templates, formats, and shortcuts for me? What are the basic and the advanced steps? Several more, and then how do we work together?
Awesome. All right. Great job.